Hey everybody, and welcome to Rabbit's Ramblings, podcast 352. This time I have a bit to say about Doom Eternal, and that's all I have for this time. Hopefully you'll enjoy the show. I grabbed Doom Eternal for PC on Steam sale, I think back around during the Christmas time sale, for super cheap, for about $20. I don't know about console prices, but quite often it will go on sale for about $30, sometimes a little bit less on PC. So if you're looking to pick it up there, look for a sale. It's quite often on sale. The first thing I would say about it, though, is it feels like I've missed almost an entire game. There is quite a lot changed in terms of the lore and what's going on since the last game, and looking it up on the wiki, it is only supposed to be 8 months later, but the world is basically completely changed. The Earth is totally taken over by demons. There's infestation and really giant corpses of monsters pretty much everywhere. So it doesn't at all feel connected to the previous game, which I think came out in 2016. The early game is very fun. I would say there's as much exploration as there is combat, and you'll need to sort of get the hang of the current battle map that you're in order to fight well in the combat, to sort of get through it and get to the exploration phase. Between the combat areas, you'll sometimes have to find your way to the next area, which isn't always super obvious. And so that is always a very cool and interesting sort of how do I get there kind of puzzle. I'm about halfway through the game, and I don't really have any idea how long it took me to play it all. It starts to become more and more heavy fighting and fewer secrets and a lot less about exploration. And by about 75% of the way through, it's pretty much just one extreme fight after the next, constantly fighting, and there's almost no exploration left at all. One enemy in particular, sort of the gateway to where it starts to become heavy fighting, is the Marauder, and he's just stupid levels of OP. He's, I guess, sort of a fallen slayer, so he has a lot of similar moves. He has a dash move where he sort of goes to the side really fast. He does primarily use a melee weapon, so he's got this axe, but he can throw the axe if you get too far. He's got a shield, so he blocks almost all of your attacks. And then if you get too close, he'll use a shotgun and sort of push you away. But the big deal is he's only vulnerable for like half of a second when he does his sort of axe move towards you. So you have to be aiming at him at the right time and then hit him with the attack, which if he's dodging around is really, really difficult. Because he'll dash and then you'll hear him do the special move and it's like, well, I haven't turned around to see where he went yet, and then he'll hit you and then he'll be done again. So it gets really, really frustrating. I think by the end of the game, the Marauder was responsible probably for 95% or more of my total deaths through the entire game. It was just a ridiculous number of deaths to that type of guy. He shows up several times in the game. I would say overall, though, the sound is very good. There are many old school sounds that are pretty familiar, like the armor and health pickups, or the way the shotgun sounds, or the way Doom Guy, as he was traditionally known, sort of grunts, or the noises he makes when he jumps somewhere. The music is really great. I don't know why, but Doom is always sort of that IP where I turn the volume up significantly louder than other games, and it's actually fun like that. Most games I don't play too loud, but I don't know, for some reason, just the Doom games I play loud sometimes, and it's like super fun. If you are into collecting things, there are things to collect, various objects. Some are little toy things, some are records, some are discs, and they'll unlock various things at your base. The toys will unlock sort of detailed information about the bad guys. The records will unlock special music tracks you can listen to. Like I know one was the Doom intro music for the Nintendo 64 version of Doom. So those are pretty cool to listen to. There are also discs, which will, once you get enough of them, I don't know like the exact number, but they supposedly unlock the original version of Doom that you can play back at your base, which I think would probably be pretty funny. I would say overall Doom Eternal is a super fun game, but for me it was absolutely way more fun in the early game. Once it started getting to just heavy battle after heavy battle after heavy battle, it was less fun. I do realize probably the majority of people prefer that over the slower exploration style, but at the start of the game when it was sort of explore, have a fight, explore, have a fight, I was having definitely way more fun. I would definitely recommend it if you are a Doom fan on sale. I would say absolutely don't pay full $60 price unless you're made of money and that's not a big deal to you. Because there are both absolutely enough sales to get it cheaper, but also it's not a super long game. If I were to guess, I would probably guess around 20 hours to complete it. Sadly, due to my experience playing the first DLC for about half an hour, I'm not super excited about the upcoming DLC. I didn't finish the first DLC yet. I don't know how long it will take to finish it, but it kind of started sort of at the same fighting power level that the main campaign ends at. So it's like, here's this super cool new location, and we're going to introduce some cool new lore for you, and oh, now you're having a big crazy fight and you're not exploring at all. So it's like, okay, so if this is just going to be big fight again, I don't know how interested I'll be. I'll definitely play through it and get through it, but as I said, I prefer the mix of exploring and lore and combat, sort of an even base for all of those. And like I said, it just gets heavier towards the fight end. But I guess there's more of that if that's what you're into. And that's really all my thoughts for Doom Eternal. Not a lot of thoughts, but it's been out for quite a while, I think just over a year, so probably most everyone who wanted it has already played it by now. From the newsroom. There's a few things to watch out for in the news. Outriders has an upcoming demo coming out on the 25th in just like 2 weeks, I think. But it's free for everybody to check out. The next DLC for Elder Scrolls Online is coming to PC on March 8th. I think that's like 2.5 weeks from when I'm recording this. So a little bit less than that from when you're listening to it. Comes out for consoles, I believe, the week after that. They're adding, I think, 2 new dungeons this time. So not a huge content drop for that. But they are adding the Champion Points 2.0 system, so everybody's character is going to be reset in that regard, as well as I think a full skills reset as well, because they tie in together. So if you're like me and you play all the time, be ready for that to change, and be ready to probably sit for quite a while and figure out how to set your character back up again in terms of champion points, because it's going to be pretty different. There are some YouTubers dropping some sort of preview videos of how that's going to change, so if you want to be ready, you might want to look around for that. Evil Genius 2 finally has a date, and that is coming out on March 30th. I have already pre-ordered it and am very excited. I was a huge fan of the first game, and I've been very excited and looking forward to the second one, and, very happy. I have a system that is capable of running it probably quite easily. The specs look pretty low, but not low enough my old laptop could have handled it. And it's actually a cheaper one. It's currently on sale for, I think, $35 for the base version, and I think it was just under $50 for the deluxe version, which you get some extra stuff plus the season pass. And that is, I think, like 10% off. And if you're like me and you have the first Evil Genius, you get like an additional little percent off. But you might want to check it out. Keep your eyes on it if you are interested in that. And the last bit of news is Destiny 2's new season has started. This might actually be the last season I actually pay for, because I don't know, it was only $10, so that's not, a huge deal, but, you add on the $40 for the base expansion and then another, I think, 2 seasons, so that's another $10 each. That all adds up, and I'm getting really tired of them taking away stuff and sort of having to regrind to get it back before I can even actually properly start the season. So I might stop playing pretty soon and just go free to play and play like super casually if I continue to play in the future. But we'll see. I'll probably ramble about that at some point, no doubt. And that's it for the news.
Ahoy there, and welcome to the treasure chest. We gather to thank those who surrendered booty to the rabbit. I'm sure we can all agree we love a little booty now and then. Ha ha ha! The following be all the rapscallions that donated their booty.
We do be thanking Stephen A., a.k.a. Frosty, for the most generous food gift card. 3 cheers for food. Hip hip, arr, hip hip, arr, hip hip, arr.
And that's all I have for this time. Hopefully everybody had a good Valentine's weekend. And hopefully those of you who are in the Texas area or the East Coast area are staying safe. There's a lot of crazy cold weather going on all over there. So stay safe if you are in an affected area. It's pretty chilly where I am in the SF Bay area, but it's not super cold. I have been a little bit chilly, but not quite shivering like I was a few weeks ago. It's bearable now. I think it's probably averaging during the day sometime between 50 and 60 Fahrenheit, so it's not, like I said, great, but it's okay. It's not terrible. I don't know what I'll talk about next time. I think the Outriders demo is the only thing coming out between now and next podcast. So I'll probably talk about that. But hopefully everybody out there will be safe and okay. And I'll see everybody next time. Okay, thanks, bye. You have been listening to Rabbit's Ramblings. If you would like to see the show notes or feed the bunny by sending a donation, you can find the show website at www.rabbit.com/podcast/rabbitsramblings.html. When you type Rabbit's Ramblings, don't use a space. If you would like to send me an email, you can do so at rabbit@rabbit.com. If you like my page, you can also post on Facebook at rabb1t's. You can follow me on YouTube at rabb1t's. I have a page on Patreon at www.patreon.com/rabbit, RABB1T. You can set up a monthly recurring subscription there at a price point of your choice. Be sure to put the number 1 in place of I anytime you type rabbit. Rabbit's Ramblings is copyright Eric Stryker, using a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Derivatives License, 2021.